Strangers move in together to share the rent. When things got personal, he threw her out.
5 on the calendar in the matter of Green versus Crawford. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks have seats.
What I gather from your complaint, Miss Green, you went to look at a house for some reason, and in the house you found this dog. And you thought the dog had been either abandoned or a stray. You took the dog at some point to a veterinarian. I assume that the veterinarian is this lady here wearing the white coat. Perception. I'm perceptive. And you spayed the dog, gave the dog shots, and then a day or so later you get a call from the defendant who says, you got my dog. And you said, no, I don't have your dog. Your dog's at the vet, and if you want the dog, you can go get the dog. The dog, there's a vet bill, you pay it. So you want the vet bill paid by the defendant because you must have guaranteed payment on the vet bill when you brought the dog in. So I assume that that's the reason why you are suing the defendant instead of the veterinarian suing the defendant. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. The defendant says you stole her dog. You had no right to get the dog spayed and neutered. She is counterclaiming. She said she had wanted to breed this dog, which I assume is a purebred Dalmatian.
Yes.
And she's suing for thousands. $4,927. So I have a couple of questions for you. On what date did you find this dog?
Around June 10th, Your Honor. We were house hunting, and we had been looking at one house. We were about to leave, and we were talking to one of the neighbors who said that the tenants who did not own the house had left the house, and they had left the dog.
You mean this was the house you were looking at?
Correct. We were looking at one house. The dog was at someone else's house.
At someone else's house? What
Yes.
does that mean, at someone else's house?
The dog was in front of another neighbor's house.
Without a leash, without a collar, just outside on the street?
Correct. On the front lawn.
What did you do?
We talked to that neighbor as well, who said that originally those people had given the dog to the Crawfords. The Crawfords had moved. They could not take the dog with them. They had returned the dog to the neighbors. The neighbors didn't want the dog. At that point, I noticed the dog had blood on her belly.
Stop. You were renting a house.
Yes.
And you started to lease that house when?
We had lived there for 2.5 years at that point.
Where did you move to?
What happened was the house was contaminated with a poisonous mold.
I asked you a question. Where did you move to?
We moved into another house in Reseda. There was still furniture inside the house.
Would you? I'm going to ask questions.
Okay.
You moved to a new house in Reseda. Is that right?
At that moment, no.
Where did you move to?
We went to stay at a friend's in a little apartment with no yard or anything. We had to move within 24 hours. We had a child that was, both of our children were very ill.
Could you just wait till I finish? On what date did you leave?
About May 1st.
Did you take your dog with you?
No, she was being...
I just answer my questions. You did not.
No, she was staying in the yard.
So is what you're telling me from May 1st, 2002 until June 10th, 2002, you left the dog outside at the old address?
Where we went to daily, as well as having the neighbors help us watch the dog. I was there constantly, packing, cleaning, sanitizing everything that was contaminated by the mold that could be saved.
Didn't you ever hear of the word kennel?
Yes. Don't you think that would be more cruel to put her in a box and let her be in her yard?
No. I think that it wouldn't be more cruel to abandon a dog for 6 weeks, alone, outside in a yard. No, I think it's more appropriate to put the dog in a kennel where there is veterinary care, where other animals couldn't get a hold of it, where perhaps other children couldn't torture it and maybe throw stones at it, where it would be watched if you couldn't take care of it, if you loved it.
We did have help from the neighbors to watch the animals for us, as well as when we were there. They, watching us at night to make sure when we weren't there.
I'm so far very unsympathetic with you, madam. I'm getting more unsympathetic by the moment. Where did you buy this dog?
The dog was given to us by the neighbor.
So it was a gift?
Yeah.
So you spent nothing?
To purchase her, no.
In any event, You found the dog sitting out on the front lawn
Yes, Your Honor.
with no collar.
Correct.
What did you do with the dog? You noticed blood on her belly, so what did you do?
Yes. I took her to my veterinarian.
Okay, and you had the veterinarian check her over. You found that she was in heat,
Yes.
and you made arrangements to have the dog spayed, neutered, and shots.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
After we had spoken and she knew that I wanted
I'm
the dog.
speaking.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Cheryl Green says dog owner Wendy Crawford owes for the cost to fix her dog.
You did have a choice, Miss Green. You understand that?
Your Honor, I'm sorry, I did not have a choice.
You did.
I am part of a rescue organization that is mandated to take strays, especially if we feel that they are in imminent danger of a health or life risk.
There are alternatives. They may not be happy alternatives, but there are alternatives. If someone has a stray dog, they don't necessarily take the dog to a private veterinarian to have the veterinarian take care of it. There are, I don't know if they have an ASPCA or a Humane Society or something else.
We are a humane society, Your Honor. Sorry.
Did you understand what I just said?
Yes.
Where they might take the dog and keep the dog for a certain period of time, perform whatever services need to be performed for the dog. On what date did Miss Crawford contact you?
On the evening of the 11th.
So a
of
day
June.
later.
Yes.
And when had the surgery been performed on the dog?
On the 11th.
That's absolutely not true, ma'am.
Well, let's find out. Step up. Tell me your name.
Dr. Heather Kriansky.
Okay. Do you know on what date the surgery was done?
I believe it was on the 11th.
Do you have the dog's chart?
Yes, Your Honor.
I wasn't contesting when the surgery had been done, just that we had spoken before she had done the surgery. That she knew I wanted her back, that she knew that we were happy.
When did you speak to her?
I spoke to her on Tuesday night,
What date?
the 10th.
Oh, did you speak to her on Tuesday night, Miss Green?
I spoke to her on Tuesday night, the 11th, Your Honor.
Well, the day before the surgery.
Was it before or after the surgery?
It was after the surgery, Your Honor.
That's absolutely not true. And I have a witness to that fact.
Who was that?
That's my husband. He was
I don't
there
believe,
when we
wouldn't
spoke.
believe him either. Anybody who leaves a dog for 6 weeks, I don't believe. Miss Green, bottom line is, there was no emergency in having the dog spayed at the moment that you had the dog spayed. Is that correct, doctor?
Yes.
So, that action was precipitous. I am not reimbursing. This is not your bill. Whether she has to pay the bill or her rescue society pays that bill, that's totally between the two of you. Now, let's get to your counterclaim for $5,000. You got 30 seconds.
Well, I have to tell you, I think it's very dangerous, the vet. I have papers from the vet that says that it
The
was...
dog is perfectly healthy. Next. Don't start crying to me, madam. If you care about an animal, you do not leave an animal outside for 6 weeks when you move.
The neighbors were caring for her as well. She went
Let me
to-
explain something to you. I don't see a neighbor here.
I have signed affidavits. if
I
you'd like
don't
them.
read signed affidavits. All I know is this lady did not go and steal your dog and didn't have a conversation with a neighbor and said, listen, I said I couldn't deal with the dog. I gave them the dog. They left. They left the dog here and told us to watch it.
And
And
this
I
is-
can't deal with it anymore.
And please look at this note that she left me that didn't even say that she took my dog.
Stop.
But I had to hunt
Let me tell you
to find
something.
her.
I am a dog owner. I would not leave my dog for 6 weeks out in a backyard or a front yard or in a house when I moved. And I don't see how you can justify in your own mind doing that.
Even if you spent every day with her?
Oh, yes. You mean you left your sick children to go over there and spend all day with the dog? Is that what you're telling me?
And when they had an eventful recovery in a couple of weeks, they were there as well, playing with
Did
her
you
in the
hear what
backyard.
I just said?
Yes.
You're not getting any money, madam.
What about...
Somebody get... What about? I have no sympathy for you.
And I'm getting that. But what
You
about
are
the
getting it, you're
veterinary
not
bills?
getting it. You don't leave. Would you leave one of your children outside in the backyard and go and give it food and water for 6 weeks?
No.
That's the way most people feel about their animals.
And I
if
do
they
as
love them.
well.
Do you understand?
Yes.
If they love them.
And I totally understand why you're
Oh,
upset.
good. I'm glad you do. Because if you wouldn't leave one of your children in the backyard, giving it food and water and come over and playing with them occasionally, then you don't do the same for a dog. This dog can't fend for itself if a child comes over and decides to take a stone and throw it in the yard at the dog. Can't. Can't fend for itself if somebody comes in to steal it and to make it into a fighting dog. Can't fend for itself.
All right.
You did the wrong thing.
What else would I have done in this case?
You take the dog and find the best possible kennel you can and say, I can't take care of my dog for 4 weeks or 5 weeks because I'm moving in with a friend who has a small apartment and I don't have a friend or a relative or anyone else who's willing to take the dog. I'm going to have to spend some money to take care of it. You chose not to do that. For that, you don't get rewarded. Your counterclaim's dismissed. I've already explained to you about your case. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She was very dirty, scruffy, unkempt looking. She looked like she had been on the street for days, perhaps.
I think this is just a case of someone that's nosy coming into your life and trying to impose their will. She was not filthy. She was not cared for.
We asked the neighbors, both neighbors on both sides of the house told us that the people had left and left the dog.
She did what she wanted after speaking to me, imposed her will, and then gave her back and said, hey, I want you to pay the bill.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Ibarra versus Swanner, step forward, please.
25-year-old machinist Rudy Ibarra is suing 19-year-old secretary Amber Swanner for running him over while he was riding his skateboard.
Mr. Ibarra, who is this person?
This is my witness, Sylvia.
Okay. According to your complaint, you were riding a skateboard
Yes.
and you were going past a driveway.
Yes, the drive-through Taco Bell.
And according to you, the defendant was driving her car, hit you
Yes.
with her car, causing you to fall off your skateboard, and
Yes.
you were injured.
Yes.
You want to be compensated for that,
Yes.
including your medical bills, your lost wages, pain and suffering.
Yes.
Ms. Swanner says that she did not hit you, that you fell off your skateboard in all probability. She is counterclaiming because she said that because of your false complaint, she was arrested for hit and run and spent a few days in jail, and she wants all of her expenses and also to be compensated for what she claims was a false claim by you.
Yes.
So why don't you tell me when this incident took place and what happened based upon what you observed?
It was Valentine's Day. I was skating
That
down
would
the-
be February 14th.
February 14th, yes. I was skating down the sidewalk, and I was passing through the drive-through, and I looked back, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw a gray car, I don't know, brown or something, that hit the back of my leg, and it knocked me off my skateboard. And when it spun me around, and when I looked around, I was looking right at her, and I said, "You just hit me, lady." And she like kind of smirched.
Just a minute, she spun you around.
She hit the back of my leg. It spun me around because I was on my skateboard.
Right.
So it spun me around, and I landed on my butt.
Oh, and you fell. You
Yes.
left out the fall part.
Yes.
Now, when you fell, you looked up and you saw her. What was she doing when you...
She like looked and like kind of smirked and peeled out of the driveway.
Now, the next thing you're going to tell me is about your injuries. Tell me about your injuries.
She hit my leg, and it gave me a bruise on my leg. I couldn't work for a month.
You have a medical report?
Yes.
I'd like to see it, please. What kind of work do you do, sir?
I was a machinist at the time.
Were you taken to the emergency room?
No. I refused service from the ambulance because I didn't have insurance at the time, so I went the following morning, or the following day.
And you went home?
Yes.
How did you get home?
I drove myself. I have an automatic truck.
Okay, now I'll hear your version of the events.
On February 14, 2002, I was across the street at the Albertsons, and I noticed the plaintiff skateboarding back and forth from one end of the driveway in Taco Bell to the next end. And I pulled out of Albertsons, and I pulled into the Taco Bell parking lot. After I got my food, I went to the end of the driveway, looked both ways, left and right, because the traffic is only coming on toward the right. And so the plaintiff was coming toward the right, or excuse me, he was coming toward the left. Sorry. And he fell right on the right side of the car. I rolled down my window and I asked him, was he okay? He proceeded to flip me off. So I figured, you know, this guy fell. I was trying to help him. I was going to call an ambulance.
He fell?
Yes, ma'am, he fell. So I went back to my house, and 20 minutes later, the sheriff's department knocked on the door. They then arrested me. I waited all day to see the judge. The judge wouldn't see me because the DA threw out the case. They said that there was not enough evidence in order to support his claim.
Were you a witness to these events?
Yes, I was.
Would you step up, please? Tell me your name.
Sylvia Apodaca.
Ms. Apodaca, do you know the plaintiff from before this incident?
No.
And you don't know the defendant?
No.
But you did observe what happened on February 14th?
Yes, I did.
Well, tell me what you observed.
I was going down the road, my mom was driving, and I'd seen him skateboarding, and I caught him, she was coming down out of the Taco Bell driveway, and him coming down on the skateboard, and she, like, bumped him, and he fell and rolled.
So you actually saw her bump him?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Any question in your mind?
No.
Did you or did you not tell that to the police?
I didn't talk to the police.
After you did as he requested, you went and got her number, her license plate number?
Actually, when she pulled out and left, and we were coming up, I was like, whoa. When I saw it happen, I was like, whoa. And I was like, she's leaving, and she was, like, giggling. I was like,
she was?
Uh-huh. And she had her hand over her mouth, and she was like that. And then we turned around and got her license plate number, and I went in where he was laying down. I asked him if he was okay, and I gave him the license plate number and my telephone number if he needed anything, because I had to go.
That's a different version of the events, madam. So I don't know why the district attorney took the action that they did. Probably they have more important things to do in the jurisdiction where you live. But you are certainly responsible for this incident, and certainly he's not responsible for your false arrest, because you weren't falsely arrested. You left the scene of an accident. My question to you, Mr. Ybarra, is your medical bills are $814.89. Is that right?
Yes.
You have any proof that you were employed at the time and that a doctor told you you had to stay home?
No, I don't.
Well,
I was waiting for a fax from my boss. He was faxing here.
That's what we deal with here, sir.
Yes.
Proof.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't think you were seriously hurt, Mr. Ybarra.
Well, when you're hit, have you ever been on a
Mr.
skateboard?
Ybarra, listen to me very carefully,
Yes,
sir.
ma'am.
If one is seriously injured, they accept emergency treatment at the scene. They don't get into their truck and drive home and wait until the next day to go to an emergency
but when you're
room.
poor,
Do you
it's a
understand?
different story. Yes,
Do you
ma'am.
understand, Mr.
I understand.
Ybarra? Very good.
Yes.
Okay. Good. However, Mr. Ybarra, you're suing for $2,500.
Yes.
$800, $814 of that is your medical bill.
Yes.
And I don't find your request excessive.
Yes. I
At all.
understand.
So I'm giving you the judgment you request. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Now, this is case number 77 on the calendar in the matter of Baumgarth versus Beebe. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Miss Baumgarth, what do you do for a living?
I'm a restaurant manager.
And you, sir?
I'm an industrial technician and student.
You work full-time?
Yes, Your Honor. I just quit my job to complete my degree, though. I'm in my last year of college.
Degree in?
Business administration.
Where do you go to school?
DeVry University.
According to what I've read in your complaint and your answer, the two of you lived together for about 11 months in an apartment that you leased together. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
And it was a year's lease?
Yes.
According to you, Ms. Baumgarth, the relationship was a stormy one. Over a year ago, you claimed that Mr. Beebe caused some damage to some of your property, your car, because he had a temper tantrum, something else. You want him to pay for that property damage that happened a long time ago.
It was towards the middle of the relationship, towards the end.
Well, no,
he just broke the property.
It was towards the beginning of the relationship, according to what I read here, the summer of 2002. We had an argument, and he started damaging my belongings. And then in August of 2002, he got angry and he bent the emblem on my steering wheel. And you still live together, right?
Yeah, we had a year lease, and that was about 8
You were
months.
still living together, sleeping together,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And then in January of 2003, you had another argument. And tell me about that argument that you had in January of 2003.
Well, most of the time we were just arguing, whether it be over money or I don't even know what the specific thing we could have been arguing over.
And what day in January was that?
It was January 21st. That was the day I had asked him to leave.
And what happened during that argument?
It got pretty heated. His actions had scared me, and he had broken the coffee table, which I have.
He broke a glass coffee table?
Yes.
Okay, and how did he break the glass coffee table?
By picking it up and slamming it down the corner of it.
Is that right?
That's untrue, Your Honor.
Well, how did you break the glass coffee table?
What happened was the plaintiff and I were standing beside the coffee table, and as you know, the glass sits on the four corners of the table, and we had somehow pushed the glass aside, And in the middle of us arguing, I reached down. We were still arguing, talking. I reached down, I picked up the glass, I pulled it over to get it back into place, and I just dropped it down, and the corner broke off.
You had to drop it pretty hard.
Actually, I just let go of it, Your Honor.
You certainly didn't place it on the coffee table. You know what
That's
I'm talking
correct.
about?
That is correct.
Right. And that happened during an argument. So that's what happened on January 21st?
Yeah, I was on the other side of the table, and to get to me, he moved the table and broke it.
But that's what happened on January 21st, and you told him to move?
Yes, I asked him to leave that evening, or I would get authorities to make him leave that night.
And then you changed the locks?
No, I didn't change the locks. It was about after Valentine's Day. I had asked someone to take care of my dog overnight, and I had given them the key, and I had lost my key.
January 21st, you asked him to leave, or you would call the police, and he left. So this is what your lawsuit is about. You want him to pay for the remainder of the lease, the month that was left on the lease.
Yes, February's rent.
And for the prior damage that he did, including the glass coffee table.
Yes, and the car, which is a lease. And he said at the time, when we were arguing in the car, and he was speaking with a very violent tone to me at the time when he was punching the emblem on the Honda. I had gotten out of the car because I was scared. Then, you know, oh, I'm sorry, I won't do that again. That's why I kind of, we stayed together a little bit longer, because, you know, if you didn't talk to me that way,
Listen to me.
Always
Listen
make
to
us...
me. Not interested what happened in the summer of 2002. That's forgiven by your conduct.
Well, he told me that when he did that, he was sorry and that he would fix it. I said, what are you doing? My car's a lease. I can't afford for you to just break it. He had told me when we were together, don't worry, baby, I'll take care of it. I'll fix it. I'll get it fixed. I broke it. I'll take care of it. Everything, when he broke something, he was going to take care of it. And then...
And you stayed.
And...
Listen to me. Are you afraid of him? Are you afraid of him?
He did intimidate me at times.
Are you afraid of him now?
No.
Well, why aren't you afraid of him now?
Because I'm not living with him anymore.
If he has behavior that is irrational, why wouldn't you still be afraid of him?
Because I'm not staying with him anymore.
Okay. All right, now let me get to your counterclaim. Mr. Beebe, your counterclaim is that you kept your dog.
Yes, Your Honor.
Dog that she had given to you as a gift.
Yes, Your Honor.
And in addition to keeping your dog, you want her to reimburse you for the 10 days in rent. It says 10 days in rent.
Yes, ma'am.
That you paid for the month of January when she threw you out of the apartment.
Yes, ma'am. She made me leave on the 21st, and I paid through the 31st.
Okay, so that's your counterclaim.
Along with some belongings.
What belongings?
A dresser, a Soloflex, the rent, and deposit.
What deposit?
We both split a $250 deposit when we initiated the lease.
Is that right?
No. That's with the pet deposit, $250, which I wrote the check. Okay, and he did not give me the money for the deposit because he said, oh, you'll get the money back.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Teresa Baumgarth says ex-boyfriend Jeremy Beebe owes for smashing her coffee table and damaging her steering wheel. Jeremy claims she took his rat terrier.
Okay, so you originally paid both the security deposit and the pet deposit. So show me checks. You should have checks for $500.
Yes, I have those checks.
I'd like to see them, please.
Okay. Here's their copy of the ledger of every check I wrote. So it says the amount and what check I gave them.
That's a lot of paperwork for that. What you want to show me? Okay.
She circled them.
Security deposit, payments $300. What date did you start your lease?
March 1st. I had prorated for a couple weeks, I guess, to move in. So the
and
move-in
what
would
date
be
did you
easy.
get the dog that we're talking about?
August 28th, I bought the dog.
Sir, her accounts indicate that she paid both the pet deposit and the security deposit.
Yes, Your Honor.
You have proof that you paid?
No, Your Honor.
Good. If you have no proof, then I don't have to listen.
But, Your Honor, if you look at the ledger there, you'll see a trend from the very beginning. When I first moved in with the plaintiff, she requested that she pay for everything with her check and her credit cards to establish her accounts. Everything from food to rent to everything was paid by her, and I gave her the money.
How did you give her the money? In what?
In cash, ma'am.
Cash? Can't help you. Can't help you. Write her a check. It's a good lesson. If you're giving her money, write her a check and say, this is my share of the security deposit, my share of the rent, my share of the food, and if you don't do that, don't come to me fetching. Do you understand? I don't want to hear the complaints. All right. Now let's talk about your dog. Did you buy him a dog as a gift?
No, I did not. I have proof that for his birthday, I bought him another gift.
What'd you buy him?
A very expensive high 9 picture.
Okay. I don't want to hear about you.
And I bought it.
You
on
say you bought him a
March.
picture. My question to you, Mr. Beebe, is this. You broke up when, sir? In January?
January 21st, Your Honor.
January, February, March, April, May, June. I want you to tell me, sir, what took you so long to come to court to complain about your dog that you love?
I've requested for that dog many, many times, Your Honor.
What took you so long to come, listen to my words, what took you so long to come to court for the dog that you love?
Because she was taking care of the dog, and I just felt that we could take care of it when in my countersuit here.
Mr.
But
Beebe.
in the meantime, yes, Your
Mr.
Honor.
Beebe, you sound ridiculous. If I woke up one morning and didn't see my dog and knew that my next-door neighbor had my dog in the house, I would be either at the police or at the courthouse the next day saying, I want my dog back. I wouldn't say, well, my neighbor is taking real good care of my dog, and my dog seems to like my neighbor, so I think I'll leave my neighbor there until I get around to maybe 6 months or a year later
Your Honor.
going to court.
When the plaintiff is claiming...
Beebe, listen to me. Don't make yourself appear more foolish.
That's the
The
last thing I have.
countersuit was an afterthought. Now, if you want to say to me, she threw me out and I'm entitled to pro rata rent for the 10 days, that's a reasonable thing. She threw you out, you paid your rent, and you should get your money back. You understand? You understand? You threw him out January 21st. You'd already paid January's rent.
Well, had I called the police, they would have made him leave.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. You asked him to move, he moved. He's entitled to 10 days' worth of rent back. But your recent attachment to the rat terrier fallen on deaf ears.
Yes, Your Honor.
And your request for your half of the security deposit, proof of which you have deaf ears. But you are entitled to 10 days' worth of rent. Now,
And the
10 days'
dresser,
worth
Your
of
Honor?
rent comes to, according to you, $133. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, do you also, Miss Baumgarth, have his dresser and his sports equipment?
No, I do not.
Where is it?
I could not move it, so I left it at the apartment place. I had asked the defendant and called him numerous times. When he moved out, I was at work. Like, he just took his clothes that night, and then about mid-February got a U-Haul and then moved the rest of his stuff.
Okay,
So
in
That's incorrect.
do you have a receipt for the
mid-February,
day?
whenever it was, at some time after January 21st, did you come to the apartment and move some of your property?
Yes, Your Honor. Two of the 3 times I came, I was not able to get into the apartment.
I don't care, but one of the times you were able to get into the apartment.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. And what property did you take with you?
Everything but the dresser and the Soloflex.
Why didn't you take those 2 things?
Because the U-Haul was full. I got the biggest U-Haul. I couldn't fit nothing else. I made arrangements with her to come back and pick up the 2 other items. She would not let me in. She changed the locks, and I could not get into my own apartment.
That was in
That was in the beginning of February, Your Honor.
February, March, April, May, June. Shh. Do you live there anymore?
I lived there for till the
Do
end of
you
March.
live there anymore? She doesn't live there anymore. The lease is over. Sir,
Well, my belongings were left in her custody, Your Honor.
that's your fault. Go to court.
I am in court, Your Honor.
No, you waited, sir, too long. What did you expect her to do with your belongings in March when she moved out, when the lease was up?
Your Honor, I expected to pick them up at the beginning of February, like
Then
we
you
arranged.
go to court or you go to the police station and say, I need a police escort to pick up my things. She let you into the apartment. You didn't get a big enough U-Haul. If they have a U-Haul, sir, that you can rent that are big enough to move the Empire State Building. The fact that you chose to rent a little one is nobody's
I
fault
rent the
but your
biggest
own.
one, Your Honor, the biggest
No,
one.
no. sir. Listen to me. Impossible. They have vans that you can rent. Chose not to do it, fine. You're entitled to your rent back. You, madam, are entitled to this. You are entitled to the replacement for that glass. Now, you want to tell me how much you paid for that glass?
I got an estimate for, I bought the coffee table, but to replace just the glass, I had an estimate.
Just the glass?
Yes.
You want to just tell me what the estimate is?
It's $240 plus $65 delivery charge.
240 plus 65, unless he wants to rent another U-Haul and bring it over.
No.
Equals 305. 305 minus 133, which would be your share of the rent that you would have otherwise been entitled to had you not had a hissy fit on her coffee table, equals $172. Case is over.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think she's angry. I think she's jealous of my life and lifestyle.
That was the final straw when he put his hands on me. You know, you can break stuff and act upset and violent, but, you know, that was sort of the final straw.
I think she was making me out to be a violent tyrant, and I'm nothing but a professional.
He just has no morals, or he's not a real man. He can't pay his bills, so.
I've given her the utmost respect during the times we were together, and she's just vindictive.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Guion versus Wilson, step forward.
24-year-old legal assistant Long Guion is suing her former friend, landscaper Patrick Wilson, for the cost to paint her car bumper. Lon says the car was egged while in his care.
Miss Jiang, the defendant is your boyfriend's friend?
Yes, ma'am.
And it is your claim that he borrowed your car during a week's time that you were going to be out of town, and that while the car was in his possession, it got egged. And because that substance is so caustic, it ate away the paint on the car, and you have to have your car painted.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Wilson does not deny that the car was egged. He does not deny that it was egged while it was in his possession, although you didn't see it happen, right?
Correct.
He says that he parked it in the same place that you parked it at, and that it's not his fault. You should have had insurance to cover it, right?
Yes.
But there's another wrinkle in this case. According to you, he gave you $50.
Yes, Your Honor.
There's your problem, Mr. Wilson. Did you give her $50?
Yes, I did.
So that you gave her $50 to lease her car, to rent her car for the week.
For the use of it, yes.
So I want you to think of Miss Giang as Hertz, budget, dollar. She's a rent-a-car.
Okay.
If I left anybody out. Avis, I mean, I want to be ecumenical. Dollar, whatever. She is a rent-a-car.
Okay.
Have you ever rented a car?
Yes.
And when you rent a car, you either decline insurance or you pay for insurance.
Yes.
If you pay for insurance, that means pay a little extra. That means anything that happens to the car while it's in your possession is covered.
Right.
If you decline insurance, who's responsible if something happens to that car?
I am.
Right. Now, if you merely borrowed her car, there would have to be a demonstration that something happened to her car as a result of negligence. Your negligence. But you didn't borrow her car. You rented it. You got to pay for the damage. It's your fault.
Okay.
Can I see the damage to the car, please? I'm glad he understood. I'm glad Mr. Wilson understood. Who are you?
I'm Patrick's friend, Tracy. I'm a witness.
A witness to what?
I helped clean the car basically the day we think it happened. I showed up to his house that evening right after he got off of work, just went over there after I got off of work, and he was pretty much in the process of getting ready to go clean the car.
Was it egged on the back of the car? Is that where it was egged?
Yes.
Pretty much on the back?
Yes.
Pretty much just on the bumper, is that right?
I did not see.
Well, it looks to me like the damage is on the bumper.
It's on the bumper.
It's on the bumper. And how much is it going to take to fix this bumper, to repaint the bumper?
I have two estimates.
Can I see it, please? Is this a new car?
Yes, ma'am.
Looks pretty new to me. $50 is a good deal. Should have cleaned it really, really thoroughly. Rear bumper, $1,094. Mr. Wilson, It's your nickel, sir.
Okay.
Judgment for the plaintiff, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Case number 44 on the calendar in the matter of Ashmawi versus Bonds. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Miss Ashwami, according to what I read, you and the defendant had known each other for a period of time. You were friends, and you entered into a business relationship with them. You were starting a clothing line, some sort of a clothing line, and you asked them to prepare a website for your clothing line.
Correct.
And you paid them $3,000. Originally it was supposed to be $3,500, then it was $3,000 to create this website for you, which was supposed to include a photo shoot with models showing off your clothing.
Correct.
And it is your claim that they should return the entire amount of money that you gave them because you paid them $3,000 because A, the website was not done to your satisfaction, B, it was not delivered on time, and C, the clothing that you provided for the photo shoot was given to the models and they never returned it to you, and that was valuable.
Right.
The bonds say that they did what they were supposed to do, that the original agreement was not for $3,000 but for
$3,500.
And then you called and said you didn't want to spend $3,500, you only wanted to spend $3,000, so you told the plaintiff.
But I would have to pay the models and compensate them with clothing.
And the plaintiff said?
That it was okay. They agreed.
Okay. And then you say that you delivered the website on time, and that there was nothing wrong with it.
No.
Is that right?
Upon final delivery. There was initially, we worked out kinks, testing periods, but final delivery, there was an acceptance and there was nothing wrong with it.
Fine. What kind of clothing was this?
Urban wear, men's and women's.
And how did you find the defendants? Did you know them as website preparers or whatever they call website
I knew
people?
Rodney as a child when he was about 13. I used to babysit him.
Well, what gave him the expertise that you felt was necessary to provide for this website?
He told me he went to school and he studied computers and that he himself built websites.
Did you ask for a sample of his work?
I had a lot of trust in him and love because we were like family, and I didn't think that I was going to actually have all these problems that I had.
When did you retain him?
I would say towards the end of October, early November.
And when was he supposed to deliver the website?
We had a verbal agreement that January 15th was the deadline.
And when did he deliver the website?
He did drop something off on January 15th, but it's incomplete. That's actually the CD-ROM that I have.
You say it's complete?
Yes, I do say it was complete.
In what way was it incomplete?
With spelling errors. Well, the first problem, too, is that he built the program in Flash, which means animation. Most clothing companies build it in HTML, which means if you have a regular phone cable in your home or in your place of business, you are not allowed to get into my website. And the links don't match. If you hit menswear, you see women's wear. If you hit women's, you see something else.
What else do you see?
Well, the order form, the photos, I can show you if you want me to, Your Honor.
Sure. Let me see what you're talking about.
For instance, if we look at the top, if you look right here, the word waste is spelled wrong. Also, about us, the word right here, manufacturer, is spelled incorrectly.
Okay.
If you go into company bio, the way, you know, the stars and things, it's very hard to read. If you go back to menswear and you look at an item, let's pull up jackets, for instance, and you go down to the order button to order, look what happens.
I don't know what happens.
The order form is going over the descriptive merchandise. You're unable to place an order.
So what do you do about that, sir?
Well, what she has, Your Honor, is actually rough draft of the site. What happened is you build a site, you show it to the client, and then afterwards we figure out what's wrong, then we fix those things. I have with me a copy of the published site that's directly from the internet. If you type up astarapparel.com.
Is this what you get when you log on to the internet, or do you have something else?
I have something else.
So what are you showing me this for?
Because this is his work. This is his work. This is the final site that I got from him. I never received anything else.
From him, so then you had somebody else finish it.
Correct.
Well, why didn't you tell him to finish it?
Because he stole from me.
Just a minute. Listen to me. He delivered something on 1/15.
Correct.
And what you're showing me is small things. He's showing me a couple of spelling errors, which could easily have been fixed. He's showing this to me. Why didn't you say to him on the 15th?
I asked him time and time repeatedly to correct it.
After the 15th, when did you ask him to correct it?
I called him probably every day for a duration of, I would say, about a week.
Until when?
After about 10 days, I
You
went
mean
to
the
outside
25th
company.
of January?
Approximately.
Is that right?
No, that's not true, Your Honor. The things that she asked me to fix, I did fix.
Like what?
I fixed...
Did you fix this?
Yes, I fixed that. I also have emails that she
Just
actually...
a second. Did he fix this?
No, he did not.
I don't believe that. Go ahead.
I have an email showing that she emailed a third party explaining what Rodney was fixing.
Can I see it, please?
If you look right here in the second line, it said he still had problems with the option button. He is fixing it, as well as the order form still does not submit directly. Other than that, we have any problem. This is from Alison Eshmawi to Rodney Bonds.
Show it to her, Bert.
Okay.
In that state.
Oh, shit.
Sorry.
When did you finally fix all of these things? Give me the date, Mr. Bonds.
I would say between the 15th and around the 30th.
Okay. What else?
I had to go to an outside party to have it fixed, and I have a receipt of that.
Have this option button fixed?
And as long with the spellings.
Spellings, I'm not interested, madam.
And also to launch the site. And also, he charged me $760 for maintenance fee, which he never provided.
Let me see what you have.
Sure.
Yeah, and I also have a copy of that I can explain that the $760 was not inclusive, because if you look up top, it says the cost was $2,000, and then there was a phase 2 cost, which was $1,500 that I did not put in there. But the phase 2 had the catalog design, which is what's on the site. So we never got into the $760.
No, maintaining accurate records of all customers and housing content product on a secure server, updating quarterly content. That has to do with future stuff.
Yeah, and where it says phase 2 catalog.
Listen to me. I want to hear about the clothing. Tell me about the clothing for the models.
Basically, I purchased at my cost price, my wholesale price, all the clothing for the models and gave them to him. I also have the receipts here, what he was paid. He got a total of $1,765 of clothing for the photo shoot. And when he returned them, about 2 weeks later, and I itemized them with my accountant, these are the list of items that was missing, was a total $909.
Did you ever have a conversation with Mr. and Mrs. Bonds about paying the models in kind, with merchandise, rather than paying them in cash?
No, I didn't. The agreement was there was a budget allocated of $500 for them to get paid. And I also have signed receipts from the models that they didn't receive any money.
Did you ever have a discussion with the defendants with regard to $3,500 as the total fee, and then you wanted to do it for $3,000, which is what he says?
That was because he was supposed to do a print catalog, which was part of phase 2, which he never did it.
Does anybody have a full contract signed?
There was no contract. This was a verbal agreement, but I have a witness that was there where she actually witnessed, which is a model, witnessed Allison and I having a conversation about giving samples away. She witnessed Allison.
That person I'd like to hear, because that will take care of this case as far as I'm concerned. Can you tell me your name?
Michelle Torres Monroe.
Ms. Monroe, you were a model for this photo shoot?
I was.
And I understand you have information with regard to your compensation.
Yes.
And the plaintiff.
I was told by Mr. Bonds and Mrs. Bonds that I would be compensated with sample clothing. During the photo shoot, I witnessed Mr. Bonds and Allison having a conversation.
You were at the photo shoot?
Yes.
Go ahead.
They had a conversation, and after their conversation was done, Allison reached into the samples, and she had given samples to her models. So Mr. Bonds, in turn, gave me a sample of clothing. After the photo shoot, we went outside. Allison's car was broken into, and Mr. and Mrs. Bonds asked if we could put the clothing in our car because there was so much in her car was broken into. We were outside, and Allison said, "Thank you very much. I really appreciate you taking the clothes, putting them in your car. Please feel free to take anything you want, and Rodney and I will divvy it up later."
That sound right to you?
Incorrect.
I believe her. I believe her.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today, Allison Ashmowry claims former friends Rodney and Nia Bonds owe for the cost of a website. Allison claims the finished product was horrible.
What reason does she have to lie to me?
First
Give
of
me
all,
a reason.
I'm not saying that she lied, but what's incorrect, I did have a small car, and he was responsible of picking up the merchandise, doing the photo shoot, and returning them. Because all the merchandise, $2,000 worth of clothes, cannot fit in my vehicle, I said, "Rodney, take them home, and I will come, and I will get them."
I'm not talking about that. She said you brought certain models with you. You took out merchandise and gave it to them. Did that happen?
I had friends there because we were short. They were not there to work. I did not agree or give anyone any clothing. It's a startup business, and that's a big loss, $900 for me.
I have here written release forms from the models, and I also have a copy of the site, and I do have people who she brought and hired as a model.
Can I see?
These are written model release forms, and these are letters of receipt from the model saying that they received it. We were not able to get in contact with all of them, but all the release forms are there. And I also have pictures of friends of hers who she actually brung in as a model.
All right, would you show those to her before I look at them?
Yes.
And
Did you bring in that model? It's easy enough to find out.
Yes, because he only brought in 4 people.
You
And I
just
had
told me you
people
didn't bring in anybody.
I tell you, I had friends that were there with us.
You
that
told
I
me
had
that
them-
you had friends that were there with you that did not model, but they were there for other reasons, so you were mistaken.
I modeled myself, Your Honor.
So the answer is you were mistaken.
Correct. Can I add something if you don't mind?
Sure.
There's also these photos here, if I can submit, that he didn't have them scanned or on the website. And if you take a look at the clothing, they're extremely wrinkled. And even though I paid a lot of money and being the president of the company, I also had the model on my website. I also had the iron clothes, and I also had to do a lot of things.
Madam, let me
Can I
explain
submit
something.
this,
Don't show it to me. I'm not interested. This is your business.
Correct.
Are you still in business?
Yes.
Good. $3,000, including a photo shoot, is practically nothing in order to launch a website and have a photo shoot. Nothing. And you don't get models and a place and photographers, the whole other thing for $500. That doesn't happen. I believe them when they tell me that there was some discussion about it and the models were compensated not with cash, because there wouldn't have been any money left over from the $500 allocated for a photo shoot, and then you decide not to give him the $500 to begin with. So he gave him clothing, and I believe that he did that with your approval. More importantly, you're starting up a business. You had the obligation to ensure yourself that you were getting the best possible person at the best possible cost in order to do your business. You neither asked for a reference, you didn't ask for any portfolio so that you could look at his work. You trusted him.
Correct.
That's what you told me. And he gave you the best possible work that he could do. There is no indication that he maliciously didn't give you the best possible work that he could do. He spelled a few words wrong. That's first. That's not a big deal. That can be fixed. You have to give him the opportunity to be fixed. And based upon this email that I read, you did give him an opportunity to fix some of the stuff. Now, somebody else may have launched it, and you may have had to pay them additionally, but that's the cost of doing business. A good lesson for you. When you hire somebody to do work for your company, you have to make sure that this is the right person for the job. And if these people turned out to do work that was less than satisfactory to you, next time you won't use them. That doesn't mean you get your money back. That's all. Your case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Definitely was a lesson to be learned, but I did trust the defendant like family, and I feel you really shouldn't bite the hand that feeds you.
Well, I think it was judged fairly, that the judge actually seen the integrity and the fairness in which we provided, which we started with from the beginning.
I wouldn't trust people. You know, you just can't. Not friends or family. To work with professionals, definitely, because he was unprofessional.
It was just shocking to know that, you know, someone would go through this length just for other personal reasons and not for professional reasons. So
basically, I still have a website that people cannot view, and you know, he stole clothing from me, and I lost a lot of money. But like she says, business, and it's a lesson.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Fox versus Jasmer. Step forward, please.
Small business owner Trish Fox is suing her former employee, housekeeper Glenda Jasmer, for wrecking her car. Glenda says she was using it for company business.
Ms. Fox, what kind of business do you have?
It's or I should say that it is a residential upscale cleaning company.
And there was a time when Ms. Jasmer was an employee of yours, according to your complaint, and your lawsuit involves an accident that she had driving your personal car.
Yes, ma'am.
You want Ms. Jasmer, who is no longer employed by your company, to pay the deductible, which was $500, the insurance deductible, because this was your personal car. Ms. Jasmer says that she was engaged in company business at the time. Is that right?
That's right.
And therefore, she's not responsible. When did this accident happen?
On January 10th of this year.
What time?
At approximately 3 p.m.
What was Ms. Jasmer's job that day?
The defendant was helping to assist with the distribution of door hangers.
So she was distributing advertisements for your company?
Yes, ma'am.
And why was she driving your car?
My business is supply and demand, which means that even though we do have company cars, if they are all in use, it's sometimes necessary for a employee to either use their own car or for them to use my car.
So she was using your car on company time, doing company business when she was involved in this accident.
She had also made a personal stop by a store. So I'm not sure what happened first or second, but she was distributing door hangers for me at my request.
How did the accident happen, Miss Jasmer?
The accident happened, I was avoiding an accident and got into an accident. What happened was I was stopped at a stop sign, and it was like a freeway.
Whatever. You were trying to avoid an accident. You got into an accident. But it was determined that it was your fault.
That's right.
If Miss Jasmer had been driving a company car, what would you have done?
Had she been driving one of my company cars, she would have been an insured driver for the company car.
And therefore you would not have pursued her with regard to any deductible.
I probably would have, especially because she was negligent and caused this accident to occur.
You would have lost either way. Let's say she caused an accident and somebody was seriously injured. Nobody was injured, I assume, in the accident. Is that right?
No, I had side injuries, and there was an employee that hurt his shoulder, but outside of that.
Your company would have been liable. You understand that?
Yes.
So the issue is, if she's involved in your business and you told her to take your car, then it becomes, for that moment, a company car. Maybe in your personal name, but you're giving her permission to drive the car. You know that. So why are you here?
I'm here because I have a police report which states that Glinda was completely at fault. She entered onto a highway when it was clearly unsafe to do so. When she called me at my place of business to alert me that she had been involved in an automobile accident, she told me not one but two different stories as to what occurred. Due to the fact that she had said that she would pay my deductible and then consequently abandoned her job and just stopped reporting to work, I decided to pursue it.
Do you think that she intentionally caused an accident where she was shaken up and another employee was injured?
I believe that her judgment on the day in question was poor.
Of course, that's why you usually have an accident, because you're exercising poor judgment. I didn't ask you if it was poor judgment. I asked you if it was intentional.
I would have to assume not, no.
Of course not. That's why it's called an accident. And that's why, if you're engaged in company business, you should only let your employees drive company cars, for which they are totally insured. Got it?
Got it.
Case dismissed.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out. This is case number 51 on the calendar in the matter of Sanchez versus Sanchez. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
It's a cast of thousands.
So I see.
Mr. Sanchez, are these defendants related to you?
They're not.
Even though you have the same last name, they're not related to you.
They're not related.
What's your first name, Mr. Sanchez?
Frank M. Sanchez.
Do you mind if I call you Frank to differentiate between you and the Sanchezes?
That's fine.
Good.
Thank you.
According to your complaint, Frank, you were going to drop off your girlfriend's child to her ex-husband's house.
Yes, ma'am.
Her ex-husband lives at the Sanchez's house. They rent him a room. What?
He does not live with us. He lives with my daughter, which lives behind me in the next block.
He lives with their daughter, who lives at the next block. Whatever. You were going to their house to drop off your girlfriend's child so that the father could either visit with the child or babysit. I don't know, and I don't care the reason why. And it is your claim that when you went to their house, you were assaulted by them.
Correct.
You were assaulted with a weed whacker.
That's right.
Which is a metal thing that's used to kill weeds.
Correct.
Mr. and Mrs. Sanchez say that you provoked this whole incident, and in addition, they seem to think that at some time previous to that or after that, you broke the windows in their truck. But they don't have any proof of that, according to what I read in their countersuit. They just think that you did that because you had a motive to do it, and somebody matching your description was seen leaving the scene. You don't have much of a case on your counterclaim, Mr. Sanchez. I tell you that right now, because you need more proof than that. But let's talk about this assault. What day did it happen?
October 19.
And what were you doing that day?
Okay, my girlfriend called...
Girlfriend, raise hand.
Girlfriend Margarita called Guillermo, which at the time...
Guillermo, raise your hand. You're the father. Is that right?
Yeah.
You're the father with either the right or left hand. You can't confuse me. You're still the father. Okay. Put your hand down now. Go ahead.
Yeah, called Guillermo, and he asked Margarita, my girlfriend, if she can take little Guillermo Jr. to Rosa Sanchez's home because Guillermo was there at the time. And the reason we took the baby is because every other weekend he gets the kids. So we took him October 19, approximately 9 in the morning. My son and myself were in the car. Margarita got off the car and walked the baby about halfway Rosa Sanchez's yard. Started walking back to the car.
Well, where'd you leave the baby?
With the Guillermo received the child.
Who's Guillermo?
Guillermo Loza.
Did you get your child?
Yeah.
So you took possession of your child?
Yes.
Okay, good. So we got that far.
At the time that Margarita was walking towards the car, Rosa Sanchez came running towards Margarita and started yelling, "I'm not responsible. I'm not going to be responsible for those kids." So Margarita was getting ready to get the car. At that time, Rosa Sanchez came over to the other side, started yelling and telling me, accusing me of breaking a window. I turned off the car, opened up the door. I was in between the door and the car, one hand on the rail of the window, 1 foot in the car and 1 foot out of the car, standing in this position. When suddenly her husband, Jesus Sanchez, just out of nowhere comes, moves Rosa out of the way, and hits me with the weed whacker, knocks me down almost unconscious. I was in the ground. He was still hitting me while I was in the ground. Then Guillermo Loza came over. Now there was two against me.
This Guillermo
Loza, yes, ma'am.
Where'd you put the baby when you went over to him?
Inside in the house.
Stand up a second. Stand up. So you put the baby inside the house, and then you went outside to see what was going on?
Yeah.
And when you got outside, what did you see?
I see Frank argued with Rosa, and Jesus Sanchez defended Rosa.
How did he defend her? With the weed whacker?
Yeah.
So he hit him with the weed whacker?
Yeah, because I don't know who started.
You don't know who started it. All you saw is Mr. Sanchez hit him with the weed whacker.
Yeah.
Sit down. Were you hurt when you were hit with the weed whacker?
Yes, ma'am. I got pictures.
I'd like to see the pictures, please.
I was also...
Shh. Okay, now tell me your version of the events.
Okay, Frank called me on Friday night and told me that he was going to bring Guillermo's son so I could take care of him. And I told him that I would not watch him because I already had my 2 children and his 2 children. He said, where was Guillermo? I said, Guillermo was helping my husband clean the building that we clean, and that I was not going to watch him. And he says, look, whether you like it or not, you're going to watch this kid. I'm bringing him to you right now. I told him, don't come to my house because I'm not going to receive that child. I don't want no more children. I have no more responsibility of any more children. I left the house because at that point I had Margarita's 2 little girls with me. And when the little girl came out of the bedroom, when she heard me arguing with him on the phone, she came crying and she said, let's go, because he will come and he will do something to us because at home he has guns under the bed.
All right. Go ahead. I'm not listening to what you say the child said to you.
Okay. So then we left, and then we came back, and then he came and he pounded at my door for several minutes, and I did not open the door.
Did you go to her house that evening, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
You did? Just answer my question. You went to her house that evening?
Yes, that was October 18, approximately 8:30.
Right. Go ahead.
Okay. That night at 11:30, when they got home from cleaning the building that we clean, we heard noises on the side of the house, and we went out, and we seen a gentleman at the same frame as him and everything running away from our car.
All right, that's on what you base the fact that he broke your car windows. It's not enough proof, Mrs. Sanchez.
Well, the next day, she calls and said that she's going to bring the child over, and I told him, tell her not to bring the child.
What's it your business?
It's not, baby. I didn't want the child at my house.
I don't care whether you want him or not. The only reason that she was calling you is because he was there. Listen to me carefully, madam. He has a responsibility to his 3 children, not to clean your husband's buildings, not to clean up your yard, not to clean up your house, not to clean up anything else of yours. On the weekends when he's supposed to be a father to his children, he's supposed to be a father to his children. And if you elect to have him clean rather than be a father to his children, then you can babysit for his children. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? You get it?
Yes, I do, ma'am.
Very good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Frank Sanchez says while dropping off his fiance's son, he was assaulted by Rosa and Jesus Sanchez. Frank claims Jesus hit him with a weed whacker.
His job is to see to it that the mother of his children, who has 3 children all the time, has a break Saturday and Sunday. Quiet. That's his job. And you're interfering with that, you and your husband, if you've got him doing work for you on the weekends when he's supposed to be taking care of his children. You understand? Just in case you think you're right, you're wrong. What you're supposed to say is, this has nothing to do with me. He's available to take care of his children. And you say to him, Guillermo, your former wife is coming over with your children. You better stop doing my yard work, stop cleaning out my basement, stop cleaning out my buildings, because your responsibility is to take care of your children now. Do you understand?
Yes.
Perfect. Go ahead.
So then he brings the child over, and she just pushes the child into my yard and walks away.
No, that's a lie. That's a lie, because Guillermo just told me she handed him the baby. He took the baby inside the house, and then he came outside the house. When I read the answer here, Mrs. Sanchez, what you say in your answer was outrageous. What you say in the answer is that he took the baby, dropped the baby off in the middle of the grass, and walked away. And you're following him saying, don't leave the baby there, I'm not taking care of him. Well, that's a lie. That's not what happened. What happened is the mother of the child handed the child to the father of the child, and you got involved. And the reason you 2 people got involved is because you thought that he had broken your truck windows the night before. And he may have done that. I'm not saying he didn't do it. You don't have proof. But that doesn't mean he didn't do it. Doesn't give you the right to hit him with a weed whacker, sir. Doesn't give you the right to hit him with a dangerous instrument and cause him the kind of injury that you did. You understand? And that you're responsible for. He may be a hothead. Are you living with him?
With Frank?
Yes.
Yes.
Stand up. Over here. I didn't call for you.
I need an interpreter.
I'm the interpreter. Okay. Good. You live with Frank?
Yes.
How many children do you have?
3.
How long have you lived with Frank?
Almost 2 years.
Who are you going to interpret for?
Oh, okay.
Good. Sit down. Does Frank support the children?
Yeah.
What about their father?
He don't pay child support. He don't help me in nothing.
Does he work for Mr. and Mrs. Sanchez?
I don't know.
Does he work for you?
No, he doesn't.
So he was just doing these things as a favor for you in your house?
Well, I watch his. That week, I had watched. My sister had watched his kids for him. He was just over at the house. He wasn't helping us do the yard man.
Listen
he was
to
just
me.
there.
No, that's not what you told me before. You told me he was working in the yard, and the day before he was cleaning out your husband's buildings, right? Mm-hmm. I'm speaking to you, so you're going to answer me. So, you mean he was just doing that as a favor for you, or do you pay him?
No, I do not pay him. He was just there. He was just helping my husband. It's an hour job, ma'am.
Mrs. Sanchez, I don't believe that you're not paying him. I believe that you pay him. Or I believe that you give him this in exchange for room and board when he's living with your daughter. I mean, the fact that you may not report the money that you give him is a whole other story. Mrs. Sanchez, do we understand each other?
I don't have a business. We work at a school, and he went to help my husband because I didn't go in that night.
Work at a school doing what?
Cleaning.
Good, so your husband gets paid for that?
Yes.
You mean to tell me that this young man goes to clean with him, your husband gets paid, but your husband doesn't share his pay with him?
It was just that one night, ma'am. He doesn't go with him all the time.
Mrs. Sanchez, we're playing with each other. Because if he's not working for you or with you or helping you and your husband, then he should be out helping clean other people's property so that he can pay child support. Do you understand what I'm saying, sir?
Yes.
I thought you might understand what I'm saying. You can't hit him, because what he's doing is he's supporting his 3 children.
He pushed me, ma'am.
I don't believe you. I don't believe that he pushed you. I believe maybe he shoved you. That doesn't warrant your husband hitting him with a dangerous instrument. And the reason it happened was because you were angry, because you thought he broke your windows the day before. That's what happened. It's easy. It's as clear as the day. You can't do that. And you have no right to interfere with his parental responsibility to take care of his children, because these people are entitled to a couple of days every other week without little children to take care of so that they can have a little bit of freedom, and he's got to take care of his kids, right?
Right.
Now he lives with your daughter.
He doesn't live with her anymore.
But he used to?
But as roommates, not as boyfriend and girlfriend.
Oh, fine. That's even
She
better. They
rented
were
him a-
roommates.
Yes.
Well, what did he use to pay his share of the rent?
He works construction, ma'am.
He does.
Yes,
he
he
works construction. If he works construction, how come he's not paying child support?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I
Does
thought
he
he
work
was.
construction off the books or on the books?
On the books, ma'am.
Really? What's the name of the company he works for?
I don't know.
Stand up. What's the name of the company you work for?
Framing?
Framing? Hmm?
No.
Now we need
Yes.
the interpreter. We're going to get you some child support, madam.
Thank you.
What's the name of the company? Because I'm going to call them. Make sure you give me the right information.
Framing.
Ma'am, every time he goes to different stories
He
like
goes
that.
to different sites.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's framing. You're framing houses, right?
Yes. Yes.
Shh. I'm way ahead of you, sir. How long have you been working for framing?
1 year.
April 15th passed this past year. You know what April 15th is?
Yeah.
What is it?
I don't understand.
Taxes.
Oh, taxes? No agarro taxes.
I don't do taxes.
Everybody does taxes.
Todos hacen los impuestos.
I want to explain something to you, sir.
Señor, no se le quiere explicar algo a usted.
Construction pays very well.
La construcción paga muy bien.
And based upon what you just told me,
Lo que usted me acaba de decir.
you are one of the very, very lucky people that works in this country and doesn't pay any taxes.
Trabaja en este país y no paga impuestos.
You also don't pay any child support.
Paga la manutención de los
That is a
niños.
very, very foolish thing.
Eso es algo muy mal.
It's even more foolish when you decide to come as a witness in a case that's going to be seen by 10 million people.
Que personas lo van a ver más de 10 millones de personas.
We understand each other?
¿Lo estamos entendiendo?
Yes.
So if I were you, I would be very, very smart.
Yo sería muy inteligente.
And every single week I would take $200 in cash
Yo llevaría $200 en efectivo
and give it to the mother of your children.
y se lo daría a la madre de sus hijos.
En eso estamos de acuerdo la señora madre y yo, puesto que
The
yo
mother
le,
and I-
yo le ayudo a ella en efectivo.
Came to an agreement with that as I pay her cash.
How much do you give her in cash,
¿Cuánto le
sir?
da en efectivo, señor?
$250 cada 15 días.
$250 every 15 days.
When was the last time you gave her $250, sir?
Del mes pasado,
Last month,
para que pagara la renta.
What day last
so
month?
that she could pay the rent. ¿Qué día?
Yo, el 8,
The 8th.
The 8th of what month?
El 8 de
March or April?
Marzo, abril,
marzo.
March.
Well, now it's April
Ahora.
30th.
Estamos al 30 de abril.
So if you gave her money March
Si usted le dio
8th,
dinero el 8
and you give
de
her
marzo,
$250 every 2 weeks, a lot of 2 weeks went by without you giving her any money, sir.
mucho tiempo sin que usted le diera dinero, señor.
Sí, pero ella vivía en un apartamento con
Yes,
una
but-
señora.
She lived in an apartment with a lady,
Entonces ella se cambió a vivir con Frank Sánchez.
and then she moved in with Frank Sanchez.
What difference does that make for you payments of child support?
Eso que usted de la manutención de los niños.
What I'm suggesting to you, sir, it would be very, very beneficial for you,
Beneficiaría mucho a usted.
really beneficial,
Realmente muy beneficioso.
if every 2 weeks, like clockwork, she got in her hand $250. Do you understand me?
¿Me entiende usted?
Yes.
Not playing around, not fooling around. Doesn't make any difference who she's living with. Your 3 children have to eat. They have to have clothes. They have to go to the doctor. They have to drink milk. They have to go out to eat at McDonald's every once in a while. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And your $125 a week for 3 children
Para 3 niños
isn't doing it.
no lo está haciendo.
So you have a responsibility.
Una responsabilidad.
Just think of all the money you're saving in taxes.
Todo el dinero que está ahorrando.
We understand each other?
¿Estamos entendiendo?
Yes.
Sit down.
Siéntese.
Thank you.
You injured him. You had no right to injure him, whether you like him or whether you don't like him, whether he's a nice man or whether he's not a nice man. You hurt him with the weed whacker. You understand that, sir?
Yes.
And it was not the right thing to do. You understand that?
Yes.
And you got to pay for that because he was injured. What your wife told me was a lie. What she wrote in the papers were a lie. Child was delivered to his father. He was leaving. Your wife decided to have an argument with him because she thought he broke windows. You intervened and hit him over the head with a dangerous instrument, and for that you got to pay. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. That's all. Counterclaim is dismissed. That's it. Goodbye. Good luck.
Yeah, this is case number 100 on the calendar in the matter of Anguiano versus Glover. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat.
You two ladies were involved in what I would term a road rage incident. Unusual for two women, but nonetheless, each of you claimed that the other was at fault. Each of you had damage to your vehicles. You're suing for a whole bunch of stuff, but that's primarily what it is. You had damage to your cars. So why don't you begin by telling me your version of these events, madam?
Well, I was driving on a 4-lane divided highway, and my intent was to get into the left lane.
Why did you want to get into the left lane?
Because I was going home, and it was a quarter of a mile to the intersection where I was heading home to.
So you had to get into the left lane?
Yes, and I put my turn signal ahead of time, which there was a bus in front of me, and it went ahead of me, and then I looked over towards this woman, and I thought, you know, she might be seeing what I was trying to do. And I remember exactly, I went into her lane, and apparently she was having a bad day or something, because she just went into oncoming traffic, trying to still beat me and to get in front of me while I was already in her lane. Okay, now she went in back of my vehicle again, and then she started crashing into the back of my vehicle purposely. And she was yelling profanity at this time. And I could read her lips. I couldn't hear it because she was in back of me, of course, but that's just how upset she was, and I could see her face as she was doing that. And she kept crashing into the back of me multiple times.
So that's the damage to your car?
That's the damage.
Right.
I wasn't in the
All right, Miss Glover, now your version of the events.
Your Honor, the plaintiff was trying to avoid stopping behind a Metro bus.
Explain that to me.
Basically, what she was trying to do was to get over into my lane. She did not use her
Because
turn
there was
signal.
a bus stopped in her lane?
Yes, there was a bus that was getting ready to stop. She forced her way into my lane and did not use a turn signal. I have the police report here.
But don't show it to me yet.
Okay. She forced me into the oncoming traffic. I tried to maneuver my way back into my lane. This time, the plaintiff was in front of me. She deliberately slammed on her brakes. I tapped her bumper, and I even have pictures here that shows that there was no damages to my car that proves that I slammed into her truck.
Okay, how was your car damaged?
My damages are on the side of the car.
How did you get damages to the side of your car?
From maneuvering my car back into my lane before the oncoming traffic was coming.
Can I see the police reports, please?
Yes.
Did you tell the police you slowed down to turn into U-Haul?
No, that's incorrect. And the police, by the way, were very negligent about the whole situation up there.
I just asked you a question.
Okay, yeah.
So you mean that the police lied in this report when they
Yes,
say...
they did, ma'am.
Why don't you wait until I'm finished?
I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
She stated she slowed down to turn into the U-Haul, and vehicle 2 hit her several times. What you're telling me is the police officers made that up?
As a matter of fact, I did go ahead and file a complaint against the police station.
I'm asking you a question.
Okay.
Answer my question.
Okay.
The question was they made that all up.
They were not listening exactly to the situation that had just happened. I was at the U-Haul parking lot, right in the corner of the street where I was supposed to make a left.
What were you doing in the U-Haul parking lot?
A sheriff pulled us up in there, in which I have a witness that's seen everything that was in back of her,
Oh,
too.
good. Bring in your witness.
She got name?
Sandra, I believe. I don't know her that much. I just know she was driving in back of this woman's vehicle. The sheriff pulled her over and asked her what had just happened. It's a surprise witness, too.
Is this the only police report that there is?
Yes, there is. That's it.
Tell me your name, madam.
Sandra Ritzel.
Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth in these matters?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Oh, do you know the plaintiff?
No, I don't.
Prior to this incident, you had never seen her
No.
before. Tell me what you know about this incident that happened on the 14th of April.
Basically, I was sitting behind Miss Glover in traffic. I saw Claudia to my left.
Who's Claudia?
Claudia, the plaintiff. She was in the right-hand lane with her turn signal on to get in the left-hand lane. They were about equal, side by side.
Right.
The bus that was in front of Claudia moved forward, that's when Claudia turned to the left-hand lane
So she was trying to get out of her lane to avoid getting stuck behind a bus that was going to stop.
Well, I took it that she was going to make a left-hand turn at the light.
You did? What made you think that?
Because there is an arrow to turn left.
And how far away was the light?
From the back of the courtroom to the front, 30, 40 feet.
Not a quarter of a mile, right?
Right.
So you thought she was going to make a left turn about 30 feet away.
The light had turned,
I'm
yes.
asking you a question.
I took it, yes, that she was going to make...
Well, you were incorrect, because according to Claudia, she was going to make a turn for about a quarter of a mile. Unless she was making a left-hand turn into the U-Haul place. That's what the police said that she told them, only she says that the police were lying when they said that.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Claudia Anguiano claims fellow motorist Dalila Glover rammed her car in a fit of rage. Dalila says she was forced into oncoming traffic when Claudia made an illegal lane change.
So why don't we just continue on with this?
Claudia got in front of Miss Glover.
Did Miss Glover have plenty of room when Claudia got in front of her?
I took it there was, because she was able to get into the left-hand lane.
At the same time that Claudia moved into the left-hand lane, did Miss Glover move into the other lane of traffic that was coming in the other direction?
No, I did not see oncoming traffic, and I did not see
I didn't
her.
ask you whether you saw oncoming traffic, madam. I said at the same time that Claudia moved into Miss Glover's lane, did Miss Glover move into the lane where there would be oncoming traffic?
No.
When did she do that?
I did not observe her doing that.
Well, that happened according to Claudia and according to Miss Glover. You didn't notice that?
No, I didn't.
That's sort of interesting, wouldn't you say? What's the next thing that you saw?
I saw Miss Glover ramming her car into Claudia's vehicle.
Just from nowhere?
The windows were down that day. I did observe them. They were exchanging words.
Now, at some point, both cars stopped.
Right.
What did you do?
I basically put my car in park because I knew at that point I wasn't going anywhere.
And then what did you do?
The sheriff signaled for me to pull into the U-Haul parking lot.
And did you speak to the officer?
Yes, the officer came and asked me my name and my address and what I saw.
Really? That's so strange. It's nowhere in the police report.
Negligence.
They've got a lot of other things in the police report, but not that. That's so peculiar. Okay. Did you have any conversation with either of these two ladies?
Just Claudia.
Tell me what the conversation was with Claudia.
She asked me if I had seen what had happened. I stated yes, I did. I basically gave her my name and my phone number. That was the end of the conversation.
Okay. What kind of car were you driving, Claudia?
A 96 Chevy Tahoe, a truck.
You have insurance?
Yes, I did, but I didn't bring any of that with me at this time. But
And what kind of car were you driving?
A 98 Ford Taurus.
And you have insurance?
Yes.
Did you report this incident to your insurance companies?
I didn't, because I felt as if this woman over here, which attempts to act really civilized, and she's not that day. She was being very crazy. And
I'm asking you.
Okay, and I did
Claudia.
report it. I didn't report it because, sorry, I wanted her to, go ahead and respond for what she had done, and her insurance paid for it. There wasn't that much damage. There was probably like 1 or 2 dents on my bumper. I could have.
Claudia, pay attention to me, my dear.
Okay.
I asked you why you did not report this matter to your insurance company. Now you want to tell me that it was just 1 or 2 little dents in your bumper, which is why you didn't report it to your insurance company. Is that what you're telling me?
If I would have taken it to the small claims court and this woman would have hit me for what she did to my vehicle, then I could fix it that way. If I would have hit her, I would have responded with my insurance. But I don't necessarily have to drive that vehicle if I don't want to, and if she fixes it, maybe that'll be good.
Is she giving me double talk or what? I mean, does she think that people get over on this kind of double talk? Huh?
I don't know.
And you didn't report it to your insurance company, why?
Yes, ma'am, I did report it to my
Can I
insurance
see?
company.
She didn't have insurance at the time. I had
did
the
have
lawyer
insurance.
contact, and
But I feel that she
quiet,
should have made
Claudia.
aware of it.
Okay.
Well, all you're showing me is what?
I'm showing you that I was insured on that day.
I see you were insured. I asked you why you didn't report this incident to your insurance company.
Because I feel that if I didn't have, if I wouldn't have gotten into this accident with her, I would not have damages to my car. So I feel that she should have to be responsible for it.
Did you both go to the same school of double talk? That's double talk. You have an accident, you report it to your insurance company. You're each claiming thousands of dollars of damage to your cars. You report it to your insurance companies. And you have insurance.
Yes.
And you have insurance, right? Report it to your insurance company, ladies. I don't buy this story. Let me tell you why I don't buy this story, Claudia. Because A, you can't look me straight in the eye. That's number one. Number two, she didn't see her going into oncoming traffic, which both of you acknowledge happened. What probably happened was you wanted to get away from behind a bus and weren't looking where you were going or scooched in front of her, causing her to have to move into the other lane. Fortunately, she didn't get hurt. And she moved back in, and she was furious with you, and she hit the back of your car. All of this happens because, in all probability, you weren't looking where you were going, Claudia. The insurance company could ferret this out. That's what you girls have insurance for. Use it. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I just feel that this woman is very good at acting because she's just totally lying about the whole situation. And how would I come to see a big old bus and then just decided to cut him off or something? I mean, that'd be very stupid, you know?
If I had repeatedly slammed into the back of her truck, like she says, there would be a lot more damages to my car. So she's full of it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Perkins versus Evans. Step forward, please.
16-year-old Jeremiah Perkins and his father, Anthony, are suing Jeremiah's schoolmate, 18-year-old Damian Evans, for breaking his tooth. Jeremiah says Damian stuffed him into a trash can.
Mr. Evans, how old are you, sir?
I am 18 years old.
And what do you do with your life?
I am still in high school right now.
And you know Mr. Perkins, young Mr. Perkins over
Yes,
you,
I
don't
do.
you?
Yes.
Where do you know him from?
I know him from school and from track.
And how old are you, sir?
I'm 16 years old.
And this is your father.
Correct.
And your father is really suing on your behalf because, according to what I read, you were sort of horsing around. And you, Mr. Evans, as part of the horsing around process, put Mr. Perkins in a garbage can head first.
I did not actually put him in myself. There was a couple students involved in the situation.
Well, how many of you put Mr. Perkins in the garbage can head first, sir?
There were 3 students involved in the situation.
Just a minute. There were 3 students who put Mr. Perkins in the garbage can. Not in the situation. This isn't a situation, Mr. Evans.
All right.
How many students put Mr. Perkins in the garbage can?
There was 1 student that put Mr. Perkins in a garbage can.
And who was that student?
That student was Austin.
Mr. Evans, I'm going to ask you that question again, sir.
Okay.
Because I don't want to make mincemeat out of you. How many students put Mr. Perkins in a garbage can?
1 student.
And you're saying that was not you,
Yes,
somebody
I'm saying
else.
that was not me.
I would like you to show Mr. Evans this document and ask him if he signed it, please. Just let him look at the signature. Is that your signature, sir?
Yes, that is my signature.
And I assume that having achieved the age of 18 years, that you know how to read?
Yes.
So do I. And this says, I knew it was a joke, so I joked back, and that's when Austin and I put him in a trash can. That's what you wrote.
Mm-hmm.
So which is true, sir?
The statement that you have is true.
So what you just told me before was not true?
No.
Oh, that was painful. Okay. So, you and somebody else put him in a trash can because you were joking around.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. You got hurt.
Yes.
How did you get hurt, sir?
When I was in the garbage can, everybody was laughing. I was trying to get out.
Everybody was laughing.
Yes.
Because they didn't mean to hurt you. Is that right?
I didn't take it as that way.
You didn't mean to hurt him when you were acting like a fool, did you?
No, I did not.
So tell me what happened, Mr. Perkins. You heard them laughing and you were trying to get out. Your father is really enjoying this. Are you enjoying this?
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Okay, I was trying to lift myself out, and the garbage can, since it was plastic, it was on concrete, and it slipped up under me, causing my tooth to hit the garbage can, which hit the concrete, and it broke, and it busted my nose.
Busted your nose and your tooth.
Yeah.
Now you can step up here for a minute, Mr. Perkins. It's cost you how much to fix your son's tooth so far?
Well, we have insurance, but the out-of-pocket cost is around $400 plus a lot of hassle.
Like what?
Well, the insurance that I had wasn't accepted everywhere, so I had to do a lot of traveling. Went to about 9 dentists to get a root canal, first of all, which required a couple of visits, a couple of x-rays, and then finally a temporary. We still haven't got, he's just a temporary on there now until we can pay for to get a permanent.
Tooth broken in half?
Yes. 70% loss.
70% loss. Oh, well, that'll cost you a pretty piece of change, but that's cosmetic, so you got a problem. But you don't have the problem. You know who has the problem? Mr. Evans.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Evans has the problem, unless Mr. Evans can explain to me why he shouldn't have the problem. So, Mr. Evans, now that you understand that I am a truth machine, sir.
Yes.
Now you're going to convince me why you are not responsible for Mr. Perkins' dental bill.
One, because he started the whole incident with physical contact.
Tell me what happened, sir.
Me and my witness here, we were in the locker room talking, and Jeremiah came in from outside, and he said something to me. I'm not exactly sure what he said, and I said something back, which initiated him to come over to me and smack me in my face. So
How did he smack you in your face? Show me how.
It was like that.
Is that what they call mushing? What's a mush?
Mush is...
Yeah.
Like a mush?
Yeah.
Did you think that I knew that word?
Honestly, I didn't know you knew that word. It surprised me.
My grandchildren will be proud of me. After he mushed you, you and your friend picked him up and did what?
Austin grabbed him around his chest. So another student brought the trash can over, and Austin picked him up, and I picked him up by his feet, because my intentions were to take his shoes off and put him into the trash can. After that, Austin took him and turned him upside down, at which time my hands were not on his feet anymore, and he got put into the trash can.
So part of your defense is that even if you are responsible for his tooth, Austin should be partially responsible.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Maybe. You sue him, because you're responsible. And I'm not making Mr. Perkins run around anymore to go find everybody else who's responsible. He's run around enough. 9 dentists is enough. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,000. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.